Okay, I didn't think I needed to talk about this, but how more prevalent of a problem it's become, it seems I don't have much of an option. For those who don't know, I have joined the ABM team, a group who intend on bringing down the once prestigious YouTuber and part of many childhoods, AnimeBroMii, for their crimes of attacking other YouTubers who have similar content, refusing to accept criticism, callously slandering franchises they don't like, manipulating and yelling at fans, all while hiding behind their plushies while doing it, and sexually harassing and guilt-trapping minors and other individuals into doing their bidding. At first, the movement's influence was minuscule at best, but with more and more people coming out and expressing their disgust for the disturbing truth they found and leaving the community, our influence has grown significantly to the point where it's possible that we'll get ABM off of YouTube for good. As for me, excluding this vid, I've made 8 ABM-centric vids on the channel. The first 3 were part of my first ever Ransack's Exposure series called The Ultimate Exposure of AnimeBroMii. Instead of simply talking about my take on the allegations, I figured this was the perfect way to get all the problems I had with modern ABM off my chest, so I finally grew to notice that the channel had gone downhill in 2021. At least for me anyway. The fourth vid was talking about the 10 most pivotal members of the band ABM movement and meet the heroes of the band ABM team, which was also a 1,000 subscriber special. The fifth vid was just a sit post I made for fun. The sixth vid was the AnimeBroMii retrospective, where I go through the entire history of ABM and see how good each year was for the channel specifically, and the last 2 were meme vids. Now I know what you Now I know what you're thinking. What more could I possibly say about AnimeBroMii that hasn't already been covered by me? Well, there are 2 big problems that arise when trying to expose scummy YouTubers like ABM, especially ones that get most of their popularity from kids and preteens. First is how quickly the Pedo Brothers will take down any comments and even remove specific scenes in old videos that could be used for exposing them. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Today, I'm taking a look at a type of person no one likes: white knights. Now, there are plenty of definitions to this phrase, but in the context of this situation, a white knight is someone who will defend someone they idolize oh so dearly, to the point where they refuse to believe anyone or anything that paints their idol in a bad picture, regardless if it's true or not. And when you have a fan base like ABM's, you're bound to encounter at least one person who goes against our side. Usually these people are the diehard fans that believe Angel and Isaac can do no wrong, close friends in some cases, or people who just don't give a shit. Usually it's the former. When encountering an ABM white knight or an anti-ban ABM member, they're guaranteed to deny that the accusations are real and see them as nothing but slander to ABM, find it pointless to spread the truth, hopelessly tell you to stop and move on with your life, sometimes even threatening to get your video taken down, with ABM themselves joining in too, desperately believing they're good people and that they'll do better and take responsibility, stubbornly and densely demanding proof, forgiving them in spite of everything they've done, and overall defending ABM at all costs. Now, it's one thing to attack us without knowing the truth, but it's another thing if they still choose to attack us even if they know the truth. And as I said before, even with all the damning evidence that exists and is 100% factual, they still have the audacity to demand proof like it literally isn't right in front of them, which just makes them look incredibly stubborn. These guys make the SML fanboys look like saints. Hell, ABM in its entirety makes SML look like a saint, and that channel's been dying since 2016, primarily thanks to Jeffy, on top of Logan's inflated ego and arrogance. Anyways, the White Knight problem first came around when the channel quality YouTube re-uploaded, presumably uploaded some of old ABM vids, one of them being the now infamous Christmas 2014 special. And some fans got all pissy and demanded that they take him down, with ABM then joining in, and unfortunately succeeding. Then they targeted Swag King like Swagger on his rise and fall of AnimeBroMii and the Evidence is Damning vids. Here they did what any white knight would do and deny the allegations to be any kind of factual, and just believing we're just out to ruin their lives because we got our feelings hurt. And once again threatening to get the latter video taken down for copyright. Then even I got dragged in when two people came to my second ABM Exposure Vid. One of them we were able to persuade, the other one however hasn't responded to any of us since we last called him out. As far as I'm aware, there haven't been any white knights on TPA's video, which I don't understand, as his is the oldest and most viewed one out there. Then there are even white knights that come in outside of YouTube, like on DeviantArt and Wikitubia, usually having to be dealt with cute Yoshi Lover, my best friend in the main ABM team. Now I'm sure someone's gonna tell me that it's ABM's fault for sending and manipulating them with their influence, and that may be true, but we have tried multiple times to get them to see reality that they adamantly refuse to, so the fault is still on them, and none of us understand why they will refuse. And for any and all white knights watching this, I only have one question for you. Why? Why die on this hill? Why would you side with ABM if you know all that he's done? He and Isaac. Isaac and Andy don't care about you guys. If they truly cared, then they would have been more assertive when you guys make YouTube comment requests, since you more than likely don't have any money to make Twitch requests, instead of yelling at you for still doing them or sending Twitch requests when they're closed, all while hiding Cranky Kong. Or should I say, as we like to call him, Grandpa Old Balls. If they truly cared, they would actually take criticism and critique well when it comes. If they truly cared, they would actually accept that some people prefer the old ABM or their YouTube content in general, instead of just labeling them as nothing more than haters, sadists who like them depressed, which they honestly deserve to be, and content diggers. Angie and Isaac are only manipulating and using you for their own benefit. And to those who say that these schmucks can be better people, they can't. At this point, they are too far gone to redeem themselves, unless they tell their fans the actual truth instead of making half-assed defenses and twisting the truth and stretching the truth as much as they can, so they look like so they paint themselves as the heroes and paint the underage victims as whores who only want men for our bodies, which none of us see them doing on their own accord unless we actually pressure them. Going back to them being too far gone to redeem themselves, these two didn't just generally harass minors. These guys throw their victims away and start calling and treating them like trash, while Andy and Isaac sees no use in them anymore. They even nearly them all with crippling depression and significant trauma and psychological damage, to the point where they can't fight back out of fear that the Penner brothers will find them and use their influence to make their fans attack them, which potentially ruining their lives even more, which can actually lead them to try and commit suicide. Believe it or not, driving people to suicide is generally a jailable offense, or as it should be called, second-degree manslaughter. Even if you don't kill someone, if you deliberately drive someone to taking their own life, you will be seen as guilty. And these are the people you guys are hopelessly defending. Yes, there are people out there who deserve a chance of redemption, with all the emotional and mental scars that the Scumbag brothers have left on their victims. They have no chances left. And honestly, I don't even think they need a chance of redemption, since they still have a platform they can use to deceive their fans and cover up any traces of evidence on their channel. Notice how at no point did either of them ever really try to deny any of the allegations thrown at them, nor did they take any responsibility for what they've done. And they just keep doing what they do like it's not gonna ruin their reputation or anything. And I'm being genuinely serious. Take some actual time to think about what you're doing and who you're supporting. And if you're not going to support our case, then stay out of our way. We have no time nor the patience to wait through white nights. So either join us in our mission or just stay neutral and leave us alone. But if my words are still not enough, and if for some reason you guys still want to support them, then I only have one last message to you. There is no happy ending awaiting for those who go down this treacherous path. One day, AnimeBroMii will go down, and the Ass Brothers will rightfully lose everything they were to accomplish and pay for everything they've done. And when that glorious day comes and people come at you for supporting these guys, even knowing what happened, then all the scorn and chastising that comes with it is all on you. And to wrap this video up, if you're just an average ABM fan watching this video and you don't know the real truth, please look thoroughly into this case. Don't be like the White Knights or buy into anything what Andrew or Isaac say. I'll link the my Ultimate Exposure series and the document in the description below so you know the truth. Please, make the right choice. Hi there, Durant here. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about my latest videos. Links to my Twitter, Wattpad, and Reddit accounts are available down in the description below. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Peace.